Something wrong. Oh, maybe I just don't.
Okay, there we go. That's not
Does it?
good.
Hold on. I don't.
Yeah, welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Now here, how about here? Oh, you know, did something
I'm not. Oh, welcome.
to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John,
And this is Kiana.
and this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at the Community Development and Training Center, aka. See that? Okay, there we go. Can you hear me now?
I'm unplugged all the way.
Okay, well turn my mic on.
It is. You can't. We can't hear each other because our mics is not.
But I can hear you in here. Something happened. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. We knocking at your door. Okay, there we go. What's up, y'all? It's motivational Monday. We making it happen, and yeah, smart is the new gangster.
It surely is.
Yeah, that's it. You did it.
Yeah.
That feel right.
Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Live and direct.
Yes.
Community radio at its finest.
Always.
And we are looking for an producer. So if y'all want to join in, volunteer, you can do so. Just hit us up. Inboxes at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Good morning, Miss Teresa. How are you?
Good morning, Miss Teresa.
Appreciate you for all that you do in the community and things that are happening and all that kind of stuff.
You know, Miss Teresa had like a fabulous birthday weekend. She really like she ran it the way that I think it's supposed to be ran. And maybe she might celebrate the whole month. Cause I mean she just like, ooh, good morning, Debbie Yachty.
She is really having a good run.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Debbie was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Juneteenth Film Festival, that's what I thought about when I saw Miss Debbie. Mm-hmm. At the Tampa Theater. And I saw a notice that Riding Hood, I guess it was going to be there. I don't know if it's Little Red Riding Hood, but I saw William Gravely out this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And he was encouraging me to come over to the Tampa Theater because he's in a movie.
Okay. And that's on Thursday. Yeah. Last year I went, remember, and it was really nice. Yeah. It was really, really nice. This year, because it falls on Thursday, okay. We got the boots on the ground too.
Oh yes.
So they fall on the same. Conflict. Yeah, it is a conflict. But if I could be in two places at once.
Okay, so is that a would you rather? If you could be in two places at once, which two places would you be?
Ooh, if I could be in two places at once, I would probably be in my bed.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, that's a spot.
That's a spot.
Yeah.
And then out and about doing everything else. Okay. So like I never seem tired.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Where would I be? Yeah, probably on my porch and same thing. Yeah, so I can go in and out. I like being on my porch.
Yeah. Like it's a good yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So what's good? How was your weekend?
It was good. Happy Father's Day.
You was about to say belated.
Yeah, I was. Happy belated Father's Day.
No such thing. Every day is Father's Day.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. Mostly. Mostly every day is Father's Day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, let me think okay, so I did a lot of running around. And yeah, I did a lot of running around. And then yesterday, Cheyenne did a pop-up concert at the Catalyst.
Okay, yeah.
And that was really nice. Yeah. So I
saw it in the chat. How did it go?
It went really good. Okay. I got in trouble by a couple of people because they was like, I see Cheyenne singing live. Why we didn't know? Like, but because it was a pop-up and it was supposed to be no advertisement, no nothing,
It was just like you had to be there.
You had to be there. So you just never know who's gonna pop up at the cat and hit that stage.
You have it. And thank you, Ms. Debbie, for putting that in the chat. Thursday, June 19th. Film Tampa Bay and filmmaker Cranston Cumberbatch join forces to bring local Black filmmakers together for a free one-day film festival. The Juneteenth Film Festival will be held at the historic Tampa Theater. The doors open for the event at 5:30 p.m.
Yes.
Pull up. And then Miss Teresa said she's good this morning. She tried to celebrate the whole month. Besides, you only turned 72.
Yeah, do.
I'm trying to tell you. Them goals to be 72 and as active as Miss Teresa.
Yes.
Moving around, doing the things, man.
Yes.
It happened. Yeah.
Like I look at my auntie, right? Yeah. She like 92. And
Auntie Betty?
No, okay. Not Auntie Betty is not. She getting up there. Okay. But you see how good Auntie Betty moves.
That's why I asked.
She'll be back too. She on her way back. Like she'll be back at the beginning of the month. But no, my Aunt Lois. Okay. And boy. At
92.
92. She's so spunky.
We got to get some of those secrets. What the secrets to being spunky at 92.
She's spunky.
All right. So we do have a Would You Rather. Would You Rather is brought to you by Jerish Martin. So whether you're looking for high quality entertainment curation or top tier event stage management, look no further than Jerish Martin LLC, offering professional entertainment consulting, artist coordination, and event management services to bring your next event to life, ensuring a seamless, exciting experience for your audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just a little.
What's up? Right, so would you rather? Would you rather win $1 million today or get $1,000 every week for the rest of your life? $1 million a day or $1,000 a week for the rest of your life.
Give me $1 million.
Taking $1 million?
I'm taking $1 million.
Okay.
Give me the $1 million. I know what I'll do with $1,000 a week.
Okay.
I know what I do. I pay bills. I pay bills
for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I pay bills.
Yeah.
Okay. $1 million.
Yeah. You can do a little more than pay bills.
Oh, I'm making it happen.
Yeah, you can do a little more than pay bills.
I flip it.
Yeah.
And
stack it up. Flip it.
Yeah. Rub it down. Oh no. Nah, you give me $1 million up front. I'll show you what to do.
I'm with you on that. I'll take it. What y'all doing? Put it in the chat. Let us know. Would you rather have $1 million today or $1,000 every week for the rest of your life? Even if you were younger, like if you was 19, 20, you taking 1,000? Well, you taking?
I'm taking the $1 million.
Regardless. Circumstances, situation.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Give me the big lump sum and let me figure it out. And if I blow it, I figure out how to make that $1,000 a week. You know, okay. Now that's just me.
Yeah. So that if the weekly was maybe a little bit more, then it probably would be more of a consideration.
If you gave me $5 a week, man, maybe because
that's what 20 a month. Okay, that's a little more something to consider. But $1,000 a week, you're right. I know what I do.
Yeah. I ain't. Yeah, $1,000 a week. I'm regular smuggler.
Also, just this week, so that y'all know, man, the Child Park Neighborhood Association meeting is tomorrow night. So y'all come through. We got a big week in Child Park. Happening. So we got the Neighborhood Association meeting is happening tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. at the Rec Center. And we also have the return of Friday night done, right? We're doing that on Friday from 7 to 9 at the Child Park Pool. Free to the children. We're going to have some free food, games for the adults, and just a safe space for us to really just kind of hang out, chill out on a Friday night, done right in the presence of the children. And then Saturday, another return. We're bringing back STEM Saturday. You missed it, Raphael Robinson.
Great interview.
Oh, my God. Really wonderful conversation. Talking about his motivation and why he does what he does, why he do what he do. And so our STEM Saturday for youth, and it's not just for Child Park youth. So I got an inbox that somebody was asking me if they don't live in the neighborhood, will they be able to come? And so,
pull up.
Pull up. It don't matter where you live, it's just where we hosting it. Like we ain't on that. And so
ain't no boundaries over here.
No boundaries, right? The boundaries are the ones you set up in your own mind. And so STEM Saturday, 11 to 2 at Child Park, and then One Hood Under God. We got a presentation by Nuri Muhammad. We're actually going to have an interview. He's calling in this morning. We also got Sister Naira and Brother David from Repair the Black Family will be coming through. So y'all stick around, man. Make sure that you tag your friends. Tell them that we up and we at them. But it's a lot of good stuff going on.
It is. So, yesterday was Father's Day. And I was just thinking, like, it's some amazing dads out there.
It is.
Like, do you have an amazing, like, I have some granddad story. Like I say, I remember, like, my grandfather used to do my hair.
Okay.
For school in the morning.
I remember doing my daughter's hair a couple times, but I wasn't really good at it.
You weren't really good at it? And my grandfather bought me my first bra.
Okay, wow.
Like, I was jumping on the trampoline and he called me. He was like, nonsense. Okay. It comes a time in every woman's life. And, yeah. Okay. And this is when Kmart was there.
Okay.
He took me to Kmart. These are the moments that, like, you just don't forget. And I just remember, like, I drive everywhere, right? And I'm really good. Like, my sense of direction is really good. So me and my grandfather used to go to Alabama all the time. Okay. Just me and him.
Okay.
And because my auntie went to Tuskegee University.
Okay.
And so we would go on these road trips. And as soon as we get to Alabama, he'd say, direct me to her school. And I used to have to tell him what turns to make, where to go.
Nice.
To get to Tuskegee.
Okay. No, that's good.
So that was like, yeah.
Because, like, this was pre-GPS days, so you had to know how to get where you was trying to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think about, like, my dad, senior night, because with the Boca Ciega, I remember him dressing up in this all yellow suit, had linen. Now, he was clean with a blue little silk shirt under it, kind of like, and walked me on out there. Senior night.
And you, like, feeling good.
What?
Wow. Let me think about, see, I have more conversations with me than like, I guess, the experiences and, like, going out. Like, I remember some road trips. I remember one time we was riding going to Leesburg, and just me and him, and he picked up a hitchhiker. He would do stuff like that. It was a white guy, no shoes on, walking.
Sorry.
My dad pulled over, picked him up, and he got in the van. We had, used to do sell watermelons. So he had a big cargo van, and he put the guy in the van. He got in, and basically the guy was telling his story. He came down to, I think he went to Miami with some of his friends, and got, like, white boy wasted, I guess would be the term.
Yeah.
The term, but he was, like, just out of his mind. Woke up and his friends was gone, and he had no way to get back to Georgia. He was trying to get to Georgia.
So y'all took him all the way to Leesburg?
We took him to the exit when we was getting off on Leesburg because he was going up.
Right.
But, we picked him up. I don't remember where because I was young. I don't know where we picked him up at, but I know where we ended up dropping him off.
I kind of figured y'all didn't go past y'all exit.
No, we didn't go out the way, but, we can get him a little further. But my dad was like, he would do stuff like that.
I don't think no. And then, growing up, and when I think about, like, all the different father figures I had in my life, so my Uncle Bobby, who passed away, may God be pleased, right? He always, like, took us to the beach.
Okay.
Right, that was his thing. And then my daddy always took us to the pool, me and Keisha. So, like, you just sit up there, and when he passed away, I just remember, like, because I got up there and spoke, and I was just thinking, like, he was always there, like, very quiet, like, he didn't say much, but he was always there.
Yeah,
like, every moment I can just see my Uncle Bobby, like, in the background.
He's always present.
Just always. Now, funny is all get out. Like, he always had, like, all these sayings. You never know when the wildcat gonna show. Like,
Like I said,
and that's who I named my son. So I named my son after my brother Jerish, and then Martin is my Uncle Bobby's middle name.
Oh wow!
So Jerish Martin, and that's where I got that name from.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Wow, that's powerful. Yeah, Uncle Bobby. So I got Uncle Randolph. Like, he was like one of my father figures. He was my uncle, but he was always, like, present here with my dad.
Yeah,
and so, like, that whole you can't be your child's friend thing, like, that's why I don't believe in it. Like, my Uncle Randolph and my daddy, those are my two best friends in the world. You know what I'm saying?
I think it changes. Yeah. Like, I think you still have to, you got to find, like, middle line. Like you gotta find like that line in between being their friend and being their parent. And like I think like Cheyenne's definitely one of my best friends now.
Yeah.
But when she like, and I think we like, I think she felt like we were friends when we was, but like I would have to tell her like, no, I'm friendly to you. Yeah. I'm not your friend at this point. Like you had right, like you had friendship, but now that she almost she ain't grown girl, and so now our relationship is definitely different. Right. But it's hard when you have a true friendship with your children like that at a young age because the lines get blurred. So, and they feel like they can cross those lines sometimes. And I feel like that's children's job is to push the envelope, see how far they can go. And it's parents' jobs to say, hey, you went too far. You went too far.
I just posted that. I was saying, like, when I look back on it, my dad wasn't as hard on me as I thought he was.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was just like I was making things more difficult.
And you know what, we'd be like, they always riding our back, but then when you look at it, your parents is the only ones who got your back. You know what I mean? Because
at the time I was like, oh man, he tripping. Why is he so hard on
me? Even right now, my mama be like, she'll call me and say something like, but she be like 100% right. A lot of like she be right, like she's not, and I just don't want to hear it. Like I'm like, man, why is she on my phone with it in my head?
Yeah. That's why you still here.
in my head, I be like,
No, I hear that. So I want to really cover this real quick.
Go ahead.
Take the break. So, we're doing STEM Saturday. Mm-hmm. STEM Saturday coming up this weekend, and the timing on this is interesting because I saw that Google has settled a $50 million racial discrimination lawsuit.
How I get my piece?
It was only 4,000 people. So they agreed to pay $50 million to settle a class action lawsuit that was brought by approximately 4,000 current and former Black employees in California and New York. Oh. The suit was led by a former Google diversity recruiter, April Curley, and she claimed that the company maintained a racially hostile work environment and systemic discriminatory practices. While Google denied wrongdoing, the payout highlights longstanding concerns about racism and underrepresentation.
Well, they did. So you just saying they did it at the right time before the diversity and equity. Because right now, this would be no money. No, this would be. Yeah, so why you? Yeah, no, I'm glad they got paid out.
Paid less. Black employees were paid less and placed in lower roles than similarly qualified non-Black peers. They said that Google's leadership remained overwhelmingly white, even as public pressure for diversity increased. Black employees were frequently harassed, asked to show ID, or questioned by security in their own workplaces. And despite hiring Black professionals like April Curley for diversity efforts, the internal culture allegedly undermined their work and failed to support long-term.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, that's America. Yeah. Like, I mean, Google ain't no different than most people, most companies. But somebody stood up and was able to prove it. Yeah. Now, since Trump birthday.
Okay.
Did you see?
I didn't see it.
No. Oh, but
did you? They said it was raining. Like he had this thing planned and it was gonna be rained out or something.
But they had many their own marches and protesting against Trump, so that people wouldn't watch his parade and everything. Mm-hmm. Tyrone Boulevard was swole. Yeah. Miss Teresa, Minnie Liggins. Like I seen a lot of people out there. Like.
I got you. And then I know Roxanne Dixon, our policy partner, she was saying I think she might have been going out as well. So, what was the call to action? Like, what was the purpose?
No king. Okay. Like they're, and so they was just protesting against because you're supposed to be doing budget cuts, but you spent like $47 million on his birthday.
Oh wow. So you I'm getting rid of fraud, waste, and abuse, but then you go and
so you can't we know something like that, like it was some ridiculous number. So like you sit up here and they just closed what is that around the corner? Job Corps.
Okay, yeah.
Because a budget cuts.
Yeah.
Your $47 million birthday could have went towards that budget. And it could have changed lives.
Wow. But instead you want to
do a parade.
Keep balling out a birthday party.
So, you know what? Before we leave, because the riots are in LA. Yep. So they have a curfew there. Okay. Cheyenne was in LA this week, right? And she was just telling me like she was because she was right downtown where like all the action is, all that stuff. So they have a curfew, and then she like seen like 17 cars, 17 like in the middle of the day, ready to like stop whatever. Just police, it's just ridiculous.
Wow. Out there in LA,
yeah.
Remember we were just talking about that on Friday about just the way that they showing up in these protests and how they addressing the rioters and the protesters. Like, if you out there and you're going to be out there, y'all be careful. They don't care nothing about you for real.
No, they really don't. They're waiting.
Yeah.
They are waiting for an opportunity to attack.
Yeah. And then I saw Michelle Obama. She was talking about her children not going by their Obama name. Mm-hmm. So in a recent interview, she was talking about her daughter's decision to professionally go by Malia Ann, basically using her first and her middle name rather than Obama. And basically she's pursuing her career as a screenwriter, a filmmaker, and she made headlines on Amazon Prime with the series Swarm. And she expressed understanding, saying that, she understands that her daughter trying to make her own way. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I get it. Yeah. But you did you change your face? Like, what I mean? Like, it's not like, but I guess before you see, if you go by just her first and middle name, you get the paperwork. Yeah, so you don't know who it is until afterwards. So I get it.
Okay, like in the film credits, you'll see Malia and Malia Obama.
I mean, I get it.
A good name is better than silver and gold.
It is, but on the flip side, you're thinking of the racism that comes with it because people see Obama and they be like, "Oh no, we ain't."
Man, see Obama and be like, right,
but you don't know.
Yeah.
But you don't know. Okay. So instead of just trying to let's be unbiased about it. Okay. You know what I mean? And I do Malia Ann. And then once you see me, you be like, oh, if I got the job and you ain't like my daddy, I got the job. Right. Yeah. Now I can say like, like I can say, hey, you really discriminated because of who my father and my parents were and not on my work. Right. But you don't even get a chance to get picked because they see the Obama name.
All right, y'all. So we got a quick break, and then after the break, we have the founders of Repair the Black Family, David and Sister Nuri Muhammad. We also got a phone call coming in. We're going to interview our brother Nuri Muhammad. He's coming to talk about One Hood Under God. Also, the Freedom Weekend is happening. And so it's a lot of great things. Make sure you stick around for it. Tag your friends. Tell your friends we up. And if you listen to the radio, get ready to turn it up real loud and tell off the knob. Remember that one? Turn it up, tell off the knob. Oh, yeah, okay. So you ain't listen to radio for real then. We'll be right back.
Wait, was I supposed to like? Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to say, I remember that.
Text me again. I got wait.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you remember when they used to say, turn it up real loud and tell off the knob?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like that song. Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
Yeah. Now I remember that.
Now you remember that one, right? I'll be right back. Y'all stick around.
I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday we'll touch the sky. You're an angel, little baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
a chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just a rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United we must stand together. Under God we are one. We must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroying our dreams.
Peace in the streets, love to my brothers, love to my sisters. We all need each other. Children need their mothers and they need their dads. Taking a life that don't make you bad. The fact that you do that is so sad. Pocket watching, plotting on another man's cash. Pick up a book instead of picking up a gun. Increase your knowledge and that'll increase your funds. If everyone succeeds, then crime would decrease and people would live instead of resting in peace. Unity, that's what we need. Stand up and be a positive force in the community.
We are one, we must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroying our dreams. We must stand together,
Must stand together.
all together as one.
As one people,
United we must
united
stand
we shall rise.
fighting for
Will you fight for me
till our race is
till we
done.
see God?
United we must
United
stand
we will rise.
together.
Clap with me.
Under
Clap.
God, we
Clap,
are
yes,
one.
sir.
We must
Clap.
fly to the
Clap.
sun.
GB on the track,
Every
man, and I
day,
mean this,
fight
it's
for
from the
peace,
heart.
not destroying
Back and
our
forth to
dreams.
prison, cause my position in the ghetto is wishing. My dreams was in my hand, man, status so distant. Violent crimes on my record, showing judges I'm reckless. Guess they think I'm rich and young, like Young and the Restless. Every time I see a young brother rich in peace, got to be the only time when I watch TV. Cause the struggling and suffering is all I see. Besides muscling and hustling that wall with heat, I point the finger at the devil, boy, for taking my peace. Cause the only way to live is to take to the streets. But they rate me as a villain for the killing and dealing. For what? My last resort to make me a living. I don't give a damn, tell them so what? I'm gonna survive even if they threaten me with life. The arms of poverty held tight, making life a fight. But in the sky, we got to unite. Keep your head in the sky.
We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together, fighting for each other till our race is done. United we must stand together. Under God we are one. We must fly to the sun every day, fight for peace, not destroying our dreams. We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together. We must stand together, all together as one. United we must stand together.
In Philadelphia, over 100,000 people
We are
took to the
back.
streets. Democratic Congressmember Jamie
And this
Raskin
is
of Maryland
Qiana.
addressed the crowd.
Yes, Donald, the Declaration.
See that?
See that?
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
gangster.
baby.
And if you don't know,
Now you know.
No, Q.
Yeah,
We got family in the building.
we showed up.
We got. I was about to say a guest, but it's not guest. It's
No,
family.
no.
Sister Nayera, Brother David, founders of Repair the Black Family. What's good?
Hey, we in the building. We happy to be here with our family.
You know,
Absolutely.
hit it. So y'all tag your friends, man. It's about to go up all the way for real. And then on the phone, we got Brother Nuri Muhammad from mosque number 74 in Indianapolis, Indiana. And he gonna like do what he do, man. Amazing brother, beautiful spirit. And so you're in for a treat. Again, tell them that we here, we live, and we about to do the doggone thing.
Tag a friend, tell a friend.
I guess I ought to put these on so I can hear him. Can we? Oh, is he on the phone?
He is on the phone. I haven't, but I plugged the speaker back up.
Okay, all right.
So we can.
So Brother Nuri, this community radio. So bear with us just a minute here while we work through some of these things we got.
Say hello. Let me make sure we can hear you.
Sister Q, Brother John.
There we go.
All right.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Nuri.
I'm with y'all. I'm here. I'm present.
Thank you so
Yes,
much
sir.
for being here. We appreciate you, man. And so we're gonna do a round of introductions, just really briefly for those who don't know. Sister Nayera, Brother David, would you mind introducing yourself, and then we're gonna also allow Brother Nuri to do a self-introduction.
Absolutely. Well, once again, we're super excited to be in the building with you all. Of course, I am Sister Nuri Muhammad. I'm a native of St. Petersburg, 727 The Burg.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
So 17.
That's right.
you
That's
know.
right. So I am the founder of the Repair the Black Family. We are a life coaching and consulting business. We focus on we specialize in alternative solutions for mental health. We focus in on the eradication of generational trauma. We also like to bring to our community, seminars and different things that focus in on family, mindset, and business. I'm a student follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a mother of 5 young, beautiful children, 9 grandchildren, and married to this man right beside me. This man is a black man for 27 years. And that's who I am. That's how I show up in the world. And I just love our people. I love the struggle, and I love to bring, whatever I can to help humanity. So we're here today, and we're super excited to have this conversation.
Right on. Brother
Of course.
Dawood.
All right.
You probably should have went first, boy.
Hey, I love when the fire hit the microphone, but especially when it comes from my wife. But yes, I am your brother, Brother David Muhammad, co-founder of Repair the Black Family, and I am really just excited to be here. But yes, we do provide alternative solutions for mental health, and we know that it is absolutely necessary for us to do so in this day and time. And our motto is, when you repair the Black family, you repair humanity.
I love that. I love that. And on the phone, we have Brother Nuri. Brother Nuri, for the St. Pete audience that might been in a bubble and haven't seen you around everywhere that you've been, would you mind giving us a brief introduction, my man?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm Brother Nuri Muhammad. I'm a student minister of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I'm blessed to, for whatever reason, with the way that I represent the solutions that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has given to the problems that plague our people. I'm blessed to be invited to speak all over the world in 40, 50 cities a year. And of course, as you said, I'm doing interviews, etc. But I'm just your brother. I'm the author of 7 books and a teacher with a specific interest in fixing the Black family. And I always say that we'll never get the hood right until we get the home right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we're coming to Tampa for, with the help of God.
Yes, sir. So Brother Nuri, I gotta let you know, you gotta, when you say Tampa, you gotta say Tampa Bay. But because that little bridge,
Yeah.
we talking about one hood under God, that bridge from St. Pete to Tampa. But for some people, that's out of town.
It is.
Oh, Lord.
It's out of town. and then people be like, "You ain't in Tampa,
You in St. Peter.
Yeah.
Cultural here.
It's that kind of culture over there. You
Thank,
know us.
thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I knew it was some set tripping going on. I could see it.
Man, that's why we so happy to have you come talk about one hood under God, man, because that we trying to really break those barriers. And you mentioned 50 cities that you go. So that's almost like a city a week. How do you decide where you're going to go and what inspired you to come to St. Pete in the Tampa Bay area?
Well, I try not to say no, but I do have responsibilities in the language of a church. I'm the resident minister of our mosque here in Indianapolis, and we don't just have a traditional mosque where you have a few meetings a week to worship. We also have a restaurant, Eat to Live Cafe, and a small grocery store and commercial kitchen facility that we rent out to the Black food truck owners to be able to prepare their foods, plus classrooms, etc. So I try not to say no because that's the way the minister told me to operate. But I was so excited. We've already put this on the calendar to be in the Tampa Bay area.
Right on.
This week, it's been locked in for several months, and we've been in the lab because this is going to be recorded, and hopefully we can distribute it around the world. I've been blessed. What happens is I have a community that I have through a text campaign, and every message that I deliver, I try to send out one copy a week.
Wow.
And we get every lecture I do, it's at least 12,000 people that listen to it through my text message, and I give it away. I give away a free copy. So we're gonna do that this weekend too.
That's amazing. And then Sister Naira, I know with Brother Nuri being here, it's a part of the Freedom Weekend. Would you mind sharing a little bit about the Freedom Weekend and what's going on as a part of this run up to Juneteenth and beyond?
Absolutely. So the Freedom Weekend is inspired by a seminar my husband and I started to do maybe about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Under the title Survival and Expansion. The survival of the family and the expansion of the family, right? And so with that being said, we wanted to honor Juneteenth this weekend that's coming up and titled it Freedom Weekend because our people have been fighting for freedom for a very long time.
Amen.
And as you know, right now, the number one most Googled term is mental health.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, well, you may not know
that. Yeah.
That is
I did not know that.
Right. And so people are researching mental health. And so because that's one of the things that we do, we focus in on the mindset of our people and providing solutions for mental health. We wanted to demonstrate what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has guided us to get as it relates to the modern science for mental health for our community, or circled around the Freedom Weekend emancipation, right?
Okay.
And so, so what sparked us to, so that's basically why we're doing this. So it's going to be a whole weekend that's focused in on mindset, family, and business, not just mental health, but we want to bring effective solutions of what we have used in our own personal life and what we've been able to help thousands of people to get to help their lives.
Go ahead.
And I was just going to say, and having Brother Nuri is, it's a blessing for us because he is a very excellent representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and what he brings as solutions to the Black family. Our city, our area, Tampa Bay area, right, can definitely benefit from this and from him to make our community a decent and better place to live. So when you're talking about the Black family, I believe that you have a dynamic team that's going to bring solutions to the whole area.
And what I like, because we've done some mental health together, like panels and stuff, and you give, because everybody is not into going to therapy,
right?
And y'all give them a different option.
Absolutely.
Right.
Hey, can you expand on that and like what other options do you give for the mental health?
Absolutely. So one of the things, as you said, a lot of people is not open to therapy. And then, those of us that's open to therapy, we don't understand to the degree that we know that there is ways that you can help yourself without medicating. A lot of people are self-medicating because they don't know any other routes to take. And so what we bring is something that's holistic, is natural, okay? And it's not something that our community knows about. It's Dianetics. It's the modern science for mental health. And it helps a person to be able to receive that therapy without being evaluated. Because sometimes people, when we go get help, they want to tell us what's wrong with us.
Right.
And they don't give us the opportunity to express what's really happening with us and really be able to listen to what's going on and guide us to solve our own problems. So with this tool, this technology that we have that we're very trained in, we help people to be able to express what's really going on and be there to listen to them and then help them, guide them so that they can solve their own problem and they become more powerful than being at the effect of what's really going on in their personal lives and their minds and their families and the different things that we're subject to. So it's a different technique, but it's an effective technique.
Absolutely. And Brother Nuri, I've seen you in interviews when you talk about, mental health as well and the need for us to really work on it. And would you mind sharing in that Brother Nuri way that you do? Because here's the thing that I appreciate about the way that Brother Nuri communicates and really articulates the teachings is like he mixes a little bit of soul. He got some science in there. And you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like it's so relatable, like to anyone. So would you mind also chiming in, Brother Nuri, and telling us about your experience and just some of the successes that you like to share about your journey and those who you've encountered around mental health?
Yes, sir. Well, of course, the sad reality with our people and with people in general is that we have all these memberships to gyms for physical health, but what do we do for our mental health? We do a lot for the muscle, but not enough for the mind. But Jesus in the scripture, or Solomon, he's considered the wisest man of the Bible. In Proverbs 23:7, he didn't say, "As a man driveth, so is he," or as a man or woman weareth, so is he, or as a man or woman liveth, so is he. But as a man, what thinketh?
Okay, that's right.
So is he. So what it sounds like he's saying is that our life really is our mind turned inside out. And since that is the case, there should be a heavy inclination, much heavier inclination for us toward mental health than it is for physical health. We like to be like police for self, and we like to be a reactionary force and wait for a nervous breakdown or wait for some great trauma to happen in our life, or for us to start suffering from a diagnosis from some, I don't even like calling them doctors because they're really not doctors, they're pharmacologists.
Yeah.
Which means they're legal drug dealers. All they do is read a book, the ICD-9 book, look at symptoms and say, okay, let me prescribe this to you. In fact, this brand is what I'm going to prescribe to you because they're the ones that gave me my vacation in Hawaii last year. So you're going to take this for the next. But that math does not work, because the more you put medicine in to do what your brain is naturally born to do, the less your brain can actually do what it's born to do. So the brain is its own natural drug manufacturing company. It has norepinephrine, it has adrenaline, it has serotonin, it has all of these different natural drugs in itself that could be mixed into certain formulas to solve the stress of reality's problems. And because we don't have the mind strong enough, our brain doesn't work like it should to manufacture enough drugs to deal with the stress of reality. But what we have and what we're coming to bring is a type of science that will allow those who participate with us this weekend to leave with the mental muscle to be able to levitate above life's challenges and have the strength to activate their own natural drug manufacturing company of the brain and begin to solve their own problems, not just mentally, but even biologically and chemically whenever the brain's operating properly. So that's something, I just thought it would be good to put that in the atmosphere, because a lot of people think that mental health is just for people that have been diagnosed with being bipolar or paranoid, schizophrenic, but mental health is for every last one of us. If you got a mind, you're supposed to be involved in helping mental health.
That's right. That's right. No, I appreciate you saying that, man, and lifting it up in that context, because again, we've done, mental health panels and have conversations around it. And so I think with this being, Men's Mental Health Month, and, we just had the Brother Are You Good, workshops, and just continuing to push that theme, because it's not something that is talked about widely in our community. And then just want to transition a little bit and go back to the topic that we will be discussing on Sunday: one hood under God.
Yeah.
One hood.
That's right.
Under God, man.
That one.
Come on now.
Tampa Bay area.
in the whole area. So I'll tell you this, Brother Nuri, when I got to be honest now. I'm the president of the Childs Park Neighborhood Association. And a few years back, we started a campaign to put neighbor back in the hood. Right. And so when I got the message from Sister Nayura that the topic was, one hood, I said, man, we've been doing all this work to put neighbor back in the hood, and he coming talking about one hood. Where the neighbor at?
Well, that's gonna be a part of the presentation.
Come on.
Because that is the unfortunate reality. That is the reason why we even call it the hood.
Yeah.
It's because the concept and function of neighbor is missing from the environment where we share space and time with one another.
Right.
And in order for us to have a neighborhood, you have to have brotherhood and sisterhood.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then after brotherhood and sisterhood, then you can have good motherhood and fatherhood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then once motherhood and fatherhood, brotherhood and sisterhood is established, then you'll see the environment we share space and time with now become what we used to call a neighborhood.
There we go.
That's right.
Which means that we'll return back to that ancient axiom that we had before we were kidnapped and westernized and Caucasianized, and that was this: it takes a village.
Yeah.
To raise a child, not one good mother or one good father. It takes a village.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the concept of neighborhood. And so we want to show, because when you look up the word hood with a dash in front of it, that's when it becomes the suffix like we're using it now with neighbor and father and brother and sister and mother. But whenever you drop that dash and look up the word hood in the dictionary, hood becomes a proper noun, and hood is what? It's a piece of fabric that is attached to the back of a shirt, coat, or jacket that you use to cover your head. So what makes a hood the hood is whatever's underneath the hood or underneath the head of the ones that live in that place.
That's right.
So the first thing that has to happen is that we have to be given it has to be a new code given.
Right.
A new code of ethics given. There has to be some new standard rules that we can agree on, whether we're Muslims, Christians, agnostics, Jew, Hebrew Israelite, whatever we are. There are certain codes that we must have that we universally agree with as a people. And we're going to bring, we have 12 of them that we're bringing with us that have had agreement from all faiths, all different backgrounds, and we're going to hope to get an explanation to all 12, and then get all the people that's present to sign on to it.
Nice.
And then we'll disperse from there, ready to go and propagate and manifest and live those 12 principles. And the next thing you know, we'll be accidentally on purpose.
Oh,
right.
I
love that. I love that. And Brother Nuri, you're not just talking about this now. I saw, and I've heard you talk about it over the years in Indianapolis, where they call the location where the mosque is the Miracle on 38th Street. And
Yes, sir.
you know, where you have, you know, the mosque, and you're doing a lot of community work. Would you mind sharing with the audience like how you've actually put these things that you're talking about into practice, and what has been some of the results and the product of that?
Well, of course, when we showed up at the mosque on 38th Street, this is for the listening audience. 38th Street in Indianapolis is considered to be the main vein for travel in the city. So it is the main street that travels east to west throughout the entire city of Indianapolis. So you have 400,000 or 500,000 people per day coming down this street. And we were blessed to be able to set up shop, and we purchased a strip mall and gutted it and turned it into a mosque, a school, a daycare, a restaurant, a beauty, and a barbershop, all on one strip.
Right.
But because we used a black architect and we had all black contractors to build the mosque, and we finished it. We started with 3 walls, and we finished it in less than 6 months.
Wow.
People said, man, and keep in mind, I was only, at the time we were doing it, I was only 29 years old.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on.
So you're talking about a group of young black people that was poor, a group of young poor black people.
Yeah.
Then have done something. So the people start calling it the Miracle on 38th Street.
Oh man, that's
and
powerful.
that was the initial concept. But then later, the reason why it stuck and stayed as the Miracle on 38th Street is because of the crime went down within 2 weeks of our presence in the area. You know, listen to this: a 1 mile radius.
Wow.
Of the mosque, 78% reduction of crime, and we've maintained that 78% or better for the last 20 years.
Oh man, to God be the glory, man. And look, that's what we're getting. We're gonna hear from somebody again who's not just, you know, talking about it, but actually doing it, living it, and has an example of it in real time. And I want to get some of these comments, Brother Nuri, because Miss Teresa, she says, teach and preach, Brother Nuri Muhammad. A code of ethics is essential. And then Russia Collins, she says, accidentally on purpose. I love that. And then that's Miss Teresa again says that's called circulating the black dollar. Would you mind talking a little bit about that black dollar circulation, man, and just how important that is for our communities?
And that is part of the establishment of one hood. You know, because right now, the dollar is the strongest in the Asian community. They keep their dollar circulates 7 to 10 times before it leaves their community. And then next is the Jewish community. They keep their dollar inside of their community 4 to 8 times. And then the Latinos, they keep their dollar 3 to 5 times in their community before it ever leaves it. But in our community, you got your seatbelt on.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1/10 of one time.
Hold on. I mean, I got to do some math because you didn't say one time. You said
1/10 of one time. So one lap is 400 meters.
Okay.
So 1/10 of one time would mean that all we do is keep ours for a 40-yard dash.
Wow.
So before we don't even make a turn.
Wow.
We do that first hand off.
Yeah.
I don't even think you can call. Yeah, we don't. I don't even think you can call that circulate because the base word of circulate is circle. We're not making a circle.
Wow.
So that's the bad math. They among the Asian and the Jewish community, they keep their dollar among themselves for 28 to 30 days. The Latinos, they keep their dollar among themselves 14 days, and we keep ours 3 to 6 hours. And so if you got a direct deposit, if you black and you got a direct deposit on Friday morning and you got it at 9 and you don't get off till 5, if the dollar only stays in our community for 3 to 6 hours before you got off, they already got your money back.
Oh,
wow. Now I have a question. Do you think one is the lack of pay? And so when you think about it, if you get a direct deposit, if all your money goes to your bills before anywhere else, instead of going out to your community, do you think the lack of pay is like the biggest issue here? Possibly.
It It is not.
Okay.
It is not only because of this. It could be. It could be because we are the leaders in unnecessary spending.
Okay.
Right.
And we a lot of times we live beyond our means.
Okay.
But unnecessary spending is whenever you buy stuff you don't need with money that you don't have from people that you don't like to impress people that you don't even know. That's us.
Yeah. I hear that.
So because we don't have that knowledge of self that makes us love ourselves, we tend to get validation from whatever we're wearing as a brand or whatever we're driving as a brand. So we don't feel like we are somebody unless we're walking around with some Ini or some Uchi or some Achi or something on.
Yeah.
And so because
That pass
because
that
we don't have
Versace.
it on the inside.
Brother Nuri, pass that Versace.
Yeah, that's how we say it. But that's because we don't have enough on the inside. But so the formula, Sister Q, the formula is simple mathematics. Shop with your brother before you shop with another.
Yeah.
I already
if we shop with our brother before you shop with another, then we would find that our money would stay among ourselves. Black people right now have brought in $1.3 trillion the last 2 years out of 231 nations that exist in the world. That makes us the 8th richest nation on the planet. There's only 7 other nations in the world that have a $1 trillion plus economy, and we are that. Yet you look at Mexico. Mexico is operating off of $550 million, but they're maintaining over 300 million people and 130,000 square miles of land, calling it their nation. Spain, they only have $695 million, and they're maintaining 47 million people on a 78,000 square mile landmass. But they have their own airports, their own schools, their own railroads, their own building structures, educational system. But we got almost double the money that they have. Same population as Spain, yet we don't have anything that we can call our own. You come into our community, all you find is a Vietnamese-owned nail salon, Korean-owned beauty supply house, white man-owned payday loan spot. The Indians got the gas station with the convenience store attached to it. The Arabs got the you buy, we fry spots. And then you got a Jewish-owned payday pawn shop posted up in every city.
Yeah.
All we have in our community is beauty shops and barber shops, and we're renting it in the storefront from some other white man that owns the strip mall.
Wow.
So we have dollars, Sister Q. We got dollars, but we just need some sense to go with these dollars. It is to go with these dollars, because if we did, we have the currency, which is coming from the same word that current come from, which means power. We have it. We just are not properly distributed it. So I challenge us in the listening audience to write down everything that you need and everything that you want, and then start looking up Black businesses that are in the area that can supply that good service or product to you. And if you can't find them, then go online and see if you can find them, and then plan the order early. And let's be willing to shop with our brother before we shop with another, and know that we are going to have to pay a little bit more and maybe even drive a little bit farther. But at the end of the day, if we can keep our money for 28 to 30 days like the Asians and the Jews are, then we'll be able to make a little go a long way, because we'll keep it circulating among ourselves before it leaves, which will make it, it's almost like you're borrowing money from each other at the time you need to borrow the money without even letting it leave the circle. So you can try it out at home, get 7 people, take a dollar bill, and you all represent different businesses, put a marker on the money, and then you begin to pay for different services and goods among yourself, and you'll see that money just keeps coming back. At a certain point, you'll have the same money you put back in coming back to yourself whenever it circulates.
Right.
But if it leaves our community every time we get it, then we are not able to benefit from it and make that little go a long way.
I love
So
it.
it kind of
Shop with your brother before you shop with another.
It kind of goes back to our beginning topic about your mental health and like your mindset, because it's no black business I don't go to where I don't see black people there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we got to stop getting upset when we don't get the customer service or something and then blast them because we give other people, you know, the grace
Mhm.
that we don't give our
Come
own
on.
people.
Yeah.
And so
That's
changing the mindset that like giving people grace, and we're going to continue to go ahead and give this business the dollar regardless, because I'd rather for them to have it than another.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. We are. That's why the scripture, every time Jesus referred to the poor and the oppressed, he always used the term the lost sheep.
Mhm.
Lost sheep. And when you look at the nature of a sheep is very, very merciful on its enemy. You've never seen on Discovery Channel sheep attacking the shepherd boy or sheep ganging up saying, wait a minute, it's just one wolf, but it's 400 of us. Why in the hell why are we all running from one dog? Why don't we turn around and get this dog?
Right.
But the same sheep that won't attack the shepherd boy or the dog that's used to herd them, they will gnaw on each other, kick each other, and hurt each other. That's us.
Right.
We are merciful on our enemies, but we are hard on ourselves. So you go to a black business and they short you one hush puppy.
You want an eye for an eye, brother Nuri.
And first thing you say is, I ain't never going back here again. And you gonna tell everybody I ain't. That's why I don't like doing no business with no idiots, because they don't like doing so forth. But every year, you see on the news where one of these delivery drivers from one of these Uber Eats or one of these Grub Hubs or DoorDash, one of these people been caught sticking their hands in the bag, putting extra sauce.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about tomato sauce. Extra sandwich.
Something you didn't ask for.
You keep on ordering that pizza, and you keep on ordering that sandwich through these white avenues. But when it came to that black little fish restaurant, they shorted you one hush puppy. Now you ain't never going back, and you telling everybody you know not to go.
Right.
No, we got to be merciful, especially if you plan on going into business for yourself. Wouldn't you like people to take into consideration that when you are black in America, you got to work twice as hard to get half as much? That the same banking institutions that tell the Indians that come from India, here you go, here's a loan. You don't have no credit, but we'll give you a loan that gets you 4 Dairy Queens as soon as you land in America.
Right.
Or Arab can get a loan to open up a clothing store or a fish restaurant, but we go to the bank and the only thing they give us loans for is a plastic house and the new Escalade, or to go to school to get a degree that probably won't even work. But that's how it operates. You go to the bank as a black person, they'll give you $250,000 loan for a plastic house, another $150,000 to go to a school called college or university to get a degree that probably won't work, and they'll give you $100,000 to help you get the new Escalade. But you go in that bank and ask them for a $25,000 small business loan, and watch them tell you no.
Absolutely.
So everywhere we go, where they get a yes, we get a no. So we have to. How do I say it? We have to really judge each other and grade each other on a curve. And be more merciful with each other. And if we did that, we would be willing to give what is called the benefit of the doubt and take into consideration the mitigating circumstances that cause us to have to charge what we charge and not be able to offer the service that we can. Most of the time you go to our spots, we are the cashier, the manager, the janitor, the head chef, and the security guard at the same time.
That's right.
So, I mean, you got to be merciful. I'm wearing a lot of hats.
That's right.
So that principle of distribution of our resources in a better way. And then look, on another side of the equation, Brother John.
Yes, sir.
There's a great example that exists here in Indianapolis where there's a Planned Parenthood in a white community they posted up a Planned Parenthood in the white community. Now, you know, that's not normal. They always put those in the black community to make sure they cure us before we're born.
Come on now.
But they have one in the white community here. And every day, as soon as they opened it, people were standing outside holding signs protesting. But look at the difference, though.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do any protesting of it. And this is what they did. Instead of just complaining about Planned Parenthood, they came together and bought the lot next door to them.
Oh, wow.
And built a family counseling center
There we
that
go.
offered free services for mothers that were struggling with delivering their child or thinking that they can survive. And their facility is bigger and better than Planned Parenthood.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
So we do too much. We do too much complaining and not enough building. We always are trying to repair the system, but God doesn't want us to repair. He wants us to replace.
There we go.
Come on.
So instead of sitting around begging for them to do better by us, let's post up next door and do better for ourselves.
Oh man, I love that.
Stop complaining about them following you around inside the beauty supply house. Hell, build one next door to it. And instead of going to ABC and 1, 2, 3, they have some of the dumbest names for these beauty supply houses. ABC 1, 2, 3. Oh, simple mind. Man, put LaQuisha's right next door.
There you go. There you go.
And we'll post up. And we'll help direct traffic.
That's
to
right.
make sure they come to LaQuisha's instead of ABCs and 1, 2, 3.
I hear that, man. You teaching hard, brother.
Yes.
And brother Nuri, I just wanted to, and for those who are listening, we have brother Nuri Muhammad on the line. You listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams, WUJM 99.1 FM. If you'd like to donate or subscribe, you can go to 99jamstheberg.com, hit that donate button, show your love, show your support. We also have you coming in for One Hood Under God.
Yes.
And then for those who may think, this event may not be for them, they think it's too religious or, they're just a little unsure. What would you say to someone who may be on the fence about attending or showing up on Sunday?
Well, we are at the Child's Park YMCA this Sunday, June 22nd at 11 a.m. All are welcome to come. It is not a religious meeting in the traditional sense that does not take into consideration the values that are universal among us as a people. We're not gathering us together to show how different we are. We're gathering us together to show how much in common we have. And as we found in mathematics, that all it takes to be able to put two fractions together to produce a whole number is you have to have a common denominator.
Yes, sir.
And we want to show our people this Sunday at Child's Park YMCA at 11 a.m. in St. Petersburg, Florida, that we have a lot of common denominators that we have as a people, regardless to our faith background or our side of town we live on or our economic level, that we can use to become a whole community, a whole number. So that's the math on that. And then, of course, Saturday, we'll also be breaking down the survival of the Black family.
Yes.
On June 21st, that Saturday at 3:30 p.m., we'll be at the Fort Harrison Hotel, 210 South Fort Harrison Street in Clearwater, Florida. So check us out. Check us out.
Sir.
Go. If you couldn't remember all of that, I'm going to be putting it on my page today, Nuri Muhammad. Just go to it, and you'll see it on Instagram and everywhere else. And we'd like to see you. This is something I believe that will be able to. You're going to get news that you can use,
right on,
for the lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come, I believe that you'll be edified, and we won't snatch you away from what you are. We'll help to make you a better version of that, and we'll come together and lock arms. We got a problem right now. Our young brothers in specific and young people in general are drowning in the sea of sin.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's a story about 3 people that came to a river and seen a man drowning. One was a Christian, one was a Jew, one was a Muslim. each one of them threw their ropes out there, and none of the ropes were long enough to save the man drowning. Well, they have two options. Either they can stand on the bank of the river and argue about whose rope is the best, or they can use some common sense and tie the ropes together and throw that rope out there and save that man drowning in the river.
Man.
What if our black youth are drowning in the sea of sin, and they are drowning together, and each church, the mosque, the temple, the synagogue, everybody's been throwing their ropes out there, but the ropes are too short to save the man drowning. What do we look like standing on the bank of the river arguing over whose rope is the best?
Right.
Let's tie our ropes together and save our suffering black youth from what they are suffering from. So that's the math that we plan to employ, and this is some of the formulas that we intend to lay out that everyone will be able to take home and make their community a safe and decent place to live, make their church better, the mosque better, the masjid, the temple, the synagogue, make their hood better.
That's right.
By making their home better. So that's what we're hoping for. And I believe that if you come, whether it's that Sunday at Charles Park YMCA at 11 a.m. or you come Saturday at the Fort Harrison Hotel at 3:30 p.m. for the survival of the black family, whichever one you come to, I would suggest you come to both of them.
I hear you. I hear you.
But if you can't come to both of them, come to one of them. And I believe with the help of God, you're going to get something that you may not have ever received from any educational institution, but it will be applicable to make your life better. So we invite you and we encourage you, and I can't wait to meet all of the wonderful brothers and sisters in the Tampa Bay area.
That's going to be our inside from now on.
Did I say that?
You
You
said
did.
it right, but y'all covering
Did I
a lot of
say that,
areas.
John?
We are.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yes,
I said, okay.
Because this event just not in the South Side.
No.
It's
It-
not just
yes.
in Clearwater.
Right.
You know, you kind of hey.
Oh, yeah.
step on that.
We did our part,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you
Because
making your
we do
contribution.
believe in
Yeah,
one
and
hood
I'm
under
gonna say
God.
this.
You can pop your collars on this.
Yes.
So now
as
you
we-
had a
I'm going
question.
to say
Yes.
this. I'm going to say this too, Brother John. It's been a great blessing. Everywhere that I've been speaking, that we have people that are coming from all over the country.
Wow.
I have not had a meeting here at home in Indianapolis where we haven't had 5 to 7 people traveling sometime 10, 15 hours away. Every meeting we go to, there's people from various cities that feel whatever we represent and how we represent is worthy of their presence. And they come from everywhere.
Yes, sir.
So we won't just have the Tampa Bay.
That's
We're going to
right.
have some of your cousins down there from Mississippi.
Oh,
We
man.
might
Yes,
have some of your cousins from Georgia. We might even have some Los Angeles.
sir.
Come
Okay.
on, that's right. We do.
You know?
That's right.
We might be crib walking right there.
Hey, look, we know a little bit about that too.
But this time we're gonna be crib walking in Jesus' name.
You know,
That's right.
I think that might have been the original when you look at some of them videos. The crib walk might have started in. But I digress.
It should have started in that Second Baptist Church. Yeah. Should have started.
Yes, sir. Sister
But
Nayura
I
had
think
a
we got a
question
good
for
time.
you.
Yes, sir. Brother Nuri, thank you so very much for taking your time out of your schedule to be with us and be on the show today. As we get ready to close out, you mentioned that you have 7 powerful books to offer our community when you come here. If there is one book that you can just choose out of the 7 that will best fit this weekend, what book would you say that will, kind of complement the weekend?
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah, that was. Yeah. That's asking the father to choose between his children.
It's really based upon your diagnosis.
Okay.
So,
Yes, sir.
So every time you go to do a health evaluation, and they do your blood work, they're studying your deficiencies.
Yeah.
And based upon your deficiencies is what they prescribe more of, so that you can bring it back into balance. So if you're having a problem or a deficiency in knowing how to choose the right mate to spend the rest of your life with, we will prescribe for you before you say I do.
Okay.
But if you've already planted your love and some weeds have grown in your relationship and you're having a deficiency inside of your home and you need some fertilizer and to pull some weeds, I would prescribe for you after you say I do.
Okay. Yes.
So we also have Let This Mind Be in You, 7 Jewels of God, which break down the parallel principles and attributes of God and show how they're human characteristics and how they were manifest through different ones in scripture and in history, and show a formula really on how not just to believe in God, but how to become the God you believe in.
Mm.
And then the latest of our books is the Mathematics of the Mind, which would be that one, if I would say, get mathematics of the mind.
Yeah.
But if you a brother, you can't leave without the book A Well-Made Man. And if you're a sister, you cannot leave without my book, The Black Woman, the Second Self of God.
There we go.
And in fact, both should get each one, because you should want to know what a well-made man looks like.
Okay.
So that you can pick him when you find him or help him become it after you do.
That's it.
Okay.
And you should want to know what the greatness of the black woman is, so that you can have that healthy respect for her, so that you can relate to her properly. So it's just dependent upon the deficiency,
right,
that the prescription will be laid. And so that's what I would say. But if I was to give a universal multivitamin,
okay,
that work for anybody with any deficiency, I would say Mathematics of the Mind.
Period.
My man, my man.
Spoken like a true parent. Monday, this is good.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And Brother Nuri, man, time flies when we having fun, and we definitely want to thank you so much for making time this morning. I think you might be an hour ahead, so getting up a little earlier. It's definitely appreciated. Again, one hood under God, Brother Nuri Muhammad, and thank you again for calling in. We're looking forward to spending the weekend with you this weekend, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Can't wait.
Yes,
Salute.
sir.
Peace.
All right, thank you. All right, you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Your brother John, and we got Repair the Black Family. You just heard from Brother Nuri, Sister Naira, Brother David in the building. If there was a message that you had for the people, just like a final thought, or like I forgot to tell y'all about this part of it, what would that be?
Oh my gosh! So first of all, it's going to be a 3-day extravaganza, right? So you coming in on Friday. For those that's traveling from out of town, you coming in on Friday. That will be staying at the hotel. It's like a meet and greet registration on Friday. Or if you're local and you want to register, because the event is actually free.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a free event.
Say that again. How much
It's
it's gonna cost you?
Free event.
Okay.
But we do want our people to get all of the perks that comes with the event, which is a $100 contribution to get your registration, which includes your materials, your shirts, for the weekend, your 5-star meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on both days. And of course, we have seminars that's going to start at 1:00 p.m. on family, mindset, and business, different components. Brother Nuri is going to bring the family aspect. We're going to bring the mindset, and we have different speakers that's going to be speaking the whole entire weekend. And then that evening, there's a banquet.
Okay.
Oh,
you gotta put on some clothes.
Oh, yeah, you gotta put some clothes on.
The tone.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And by the way,
so it's like business casual, but that evening is a banquet.
Right.
If you dress up for the day, you just want to roll on over into the evening, that's fine. So my final say would be, I believe in power and proximity.
Okay.
And you put yourself in rooms that somebody that that have what you want, doing what you want to do, and the type of results that you want to receive.
That's right.
And most of us don't have the exposure to even know what we want, to see the people that have what we know we need. And so put yourself in the room. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Be in the room, both rooms all weekend. But if you had to absolutely just choose one, especially in the city of St. Petersburg, I would say be in the room at Charles Park YMCA, right? But I would love to see everybody for the whole weekend, because what my husband and I are bringing is not really offered in our community. So we want to expose our community to some technology that can help with your family mindset and business.
I love that. Brother Daoud, anything that you wanted to add?
Well, actually, just to summarize it, because it actually has all already been said.
Yeah.
But just in summary, if I could just share it like this, one of the things that we suffer from, and what Brother Nuri has shared, and what my wife has shared, what you are sharing, Brother John, Sister Q, is we suffer for not having the information.
Yeah.
And when you don't know a thing, you can't do a thing. And if you can't do it, then we need to be found trying to find it so that we enable ourselves to do it. So I would say that this weekend offers us an opportunity for the information that we need, right, to further our survival.
I love it.
And then expand as a family and as a community so that we can lock arms for real and do something about the condition that we're in.
Oh, man.
And he said something, I'm gonna close
Come
out.
on.
The scripture that came to my mind is, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Not because knowledge don't exist, because thou has rejected knowledge.
Mm.
And so we are going to bring knowledge that we have an opportunity to receive and bring back to our communities and make it a decent and better place to live.
Oh, man.
Final thoughts.
Oh, at that time. Wow. Final thoughts, man. It's a lot happening. So make sure that you're in the building. Just stay close to Child's Park this week, because we got the neighborhood association meeting tomorrow. We'll be planning Family Fun Day in July. Also getting ready for the kickoff to Friday Night Done Right. So we're bringing Friday Night Done Right back this Friday. Safe space for children, chaperoned by adults. So that'll be Friday. We have STEM Saturday this Saturday. So shout out to Raphael Robinson bringing that back. Again, we just putting everything that was there back where it needs to be. And so shout out to Raphael with STEM Saturday. That's 11 to 2. Hands-on, minds-on experience for youth. And then going to close it out on Sunday with One Hood Under God with Brother Nuri. And so y'all get active, stay active. There's more that needs to be done and needs to be said.
Be the change you want to be. See,
yeah.
All right. What comes to me is, don't be afraid to take that first step.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to leave your porch and see what's around the corner, because a lot of people, comfortability keeps you crippled. You know,
say that again. Comfortability keeps you crippled. Okay, yeah.
You know, and so we got to stop thinking that like what we know is all that's out there.
Yeah.
So we can explore and be better.
Right on.
Right, and stay tuned for Sister Hugh.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And we out.